A lot of new investors ask us what to buy, but almost nobody asks us how to exit. And that is where a lot of people end up losing money. Too many people assume that selling is the only way to cash out, but here's a reality check. In all the deals we've personally done, how many times have we actually sold after renovating? 0. And there is a reason for that. So in this video, we'll break down a smarter way to build wealth in real estate investing in Toronto without handing half of your profits to taxes and fees. Before we dive in, hit that like button, subscribe for more real estate investing tips, and if you are serious about getting into the Toronto market, feel free to book a call with us. Selling is not the smartest way out, and honestly, it's usually our least preferred option. Our strategy focuses on refinancing, and it's usually the smarter move. Let me break it down for you and explain why selling can actually cost you a lot more than you think. The moment you think about selling, you're giving away a huge chunk of your profits in fees and taxes. First, you've got 5 to 6% in realtor fees, and then 3.5% in land transfer taxes. On top of that, you've got legal fees, and then there's also capital gains tax. But here's where it does get tricky. If you are selling too soon, the CRA hates flips, and so all of the income you gained is subject to tax, not just half of your capital gains, and so you end up paying a lot more to the tax man. To make this more concrete, let's break this down with an example. Say you make $300,000 in capital gains on a $1.5 million sale. After paying for all the selling fees, realtor fees, land transfer taxes, and legal fees, you're left with around $180,000. Now, assuming you're charged flipping tax at the highest tax rate, approximately half of that gets taxed away, leaving you with just $90,000 on hand. Add that to your original capital of $480,000, and you've got a total of $570,000 to reinvest. But here's where the real risk also comes in. If the market dips, and we have witnessed this in the past few years, so it is easier for you to understand now, but if you are flipping and forcing a short time frame for a sale, a market downturn could wipe out all of your gains or more, and so you could actually end up with a loss after putting in so much work and taking on a lot of risk. But if you do have the flexibility to hold on long enough, then you do have the ability to ride out the market fluctuations, and you can let appreciation and rent growth work in your favor and sell eventually when you actually want to. So what's a smarter move? Refinancing. This is another way to access the equity in your home and cash out. You've built up value through renovations, and you don't have to give it all away in fees and taxes. Instead, you can refinance, pull out tax-free equity as cash, and then reinvest it again into your next opportunity. Here's how it works. If your property is worth around $1.5 million, you can refinance 80% of that, which means that you can pull out $480,000 in cash to reinvest in another property. But you also still have the original property that pays you rents each month and gives you long-term market appreciation over time, instead of losing that original property and losing money to taxes and fees. So before you just sell, ask yourself, do I really need to sell, or could I refinance instead? Selling is definitely an option, but it is not your first or only option, and there could be a smarter way to access your equity through refinancing. And if you want to see how refinancing actually works in the Toronto multiplex market, let's connect and I'll walk you through a real life case study. And if you are capital ready and mortgage qualified and you want to dive more into multiplex investing in Toronto, let's chat. Our focus is on helping you make the best decisions when it comes to multiplex investments in Toronto. We don't just leave things up to guesswork. We use solid data and facts to guide you. Whether you are looking for a turnkey property or something to convert into multiple units, we've got the expertise to guide you. And here's how it's like to work with our team. We'll take the time to understand your goals, crunch the numbers to find you the best investment opportunities, and eventually help you land the right property. If you do want to dive into renovations, we can connect you to our trusted contractors and then guide you through the entire process too as you manage the project. Once the work is done, we can even handle leasing and property management too. Are you ready to get started? Just head over to this link here and let's chat.